No,
like one another.
we didn't get along. We were
Ringo Starr has heard all the stories. The falling outs, the egos, the rumours that the Beatles were constantly at war. Now he's setting the record straight. Yes, there were arguments. Of course, there were tensions. But when it came time to play, the music always won. We had rows, Ringo admits, but once the counting started, we gave it our best. That was the Beatles' unspoken rule. No matter what was going on, the music came first. As the years rolled on, life outside the band started to matter more. Marriages, children, new priorities. But the drive never faded for Paul McCartney. Ringo credits him as the reason the Beatles kept recording as long as they did. Paul was the workaholic, Ringo says. He pushed us. John and I would have been happy to sit back, but Paul kept calling. All right, lads. And we'd go in. Without Paul, many of those classic records might never have happened. Ringo's been living this life since 1960, when he walked out of the factory and onto the stage, and he's never looked back. Over the years, he's watched some people lose themselves to fame. Not him. And he thinks that's thanks to where he came from and who he came up with. The Beatles didn't let each other get too full of themselves. If one of us was acting like a big shot, Ringo recalls, the other three would quickly say, "Excuse me." That kind of honesty kept them grounded. He remembers meeting Elvis, surrounded by people, yet strangely alone.
I had 3 great mates.
I had 3 mates. He didn't, Ringo says. That difference mattered. People often ask if Ringo's talent is a gift or something he earned through practice. His answer? I hate practicing. Instead, he learned the hard way, playing live, jamming with other musicians, figuring it out as he went. In Liverpool, music was everywhere, and Ringo soaked it all in. He played in basements during lunch breaks, starting with just a snare drum and brushes. It wasn't glamorous, but it was real. Then came the defining moment, leaving Rory Storm and the Hurricanes, a popular group at the time, to join a rising act called the Beatles. Ringo had seen them play in Hamburg. He loved their energy, their unity, their front line. He'd finish his own sets and stick around just to watch them. So when they asked him to join, he didn't hesitate. People asked, "Are you really leaving Rory?" Ringo recalls. I said, "Yeah, I'm making a step up." Even as a kid, he was drawn to rhythm, but not in the way most might think. He didn't zero in on drummers. He listened to songs as a whole. I remember an Al Green track where the drummer hit the hi-hat just right. That was magic, he says. It wasn't about technique, it was about feel. After the Beatles, Ringo built a strong solo career and eventually launched Ringo Starr and his All-Starr Band, a group of top-tier musicians who take turns in the spotlight. That's how Ringo likes it. I'm a band guy, he says. Always was. Putting together the first All-Starr Band in 1989 was a leap. Unsure of himself, he filled the lineup with legends. Dr. John, Joe Walsh, Billy Preston, Clarence Clemens. He even added 2 more drummers to feel safe. Jim Keltner on one side, Levon Helm on the other. I was in the middle, just boogieing away, he laughs. It was a long way from the first band he ever tried to start, which fell apart when the trumpet player could only play When the Saints Go Marching In. Now, all these years later, Ringo's still touring, still drumming, still smiling. He may not have planned it all, but he's grateful. Life is good, he says. And for someone who's lived through the wildest ride in music history, That's saying something.